think so. It's not that your dream should be big or small. It's the courage which makes the difference. It's not the lack of confidence. I think the first step to take and jump into the water, that is the courage which is required. So one step at a time, like you build a business, I think you can build confidence and courage like a business one step at a time. So I'm Geetika Anand Gupta and I'm the CEO and co-founder of MOPP Foods. And as he said, MOPP is fondly known for madhava parathas and pakoras, but I will come to the part where I will say what more than madhava parathas and pakoras. So I am really honored to be here, and I don't have any slides. It's gonna be a candid kind of because I wanted to see the people who I have to talk in front of. So I am from the corporate field. I'm a gold medalist. I'm a double MBA. I've done my specialization in marketing and brand management. And then after being a scholarship holder, gold medalist, I worked in various fields in the corporate, with the corporate brands like Sony. I was the one who launched Bravia in the Middle East and North Africa. So I was part of the launching team in 2004, 2005, when there was no LEDs and LCDs were just being born. And HTC, which is a very powerful brand for mobile phones across, outside. So I was the brand manager for HTC. Then I was the PR manager. I have done a PR course from Colin Harris. So I have been in the Middle East, and to be specific, in Dubai for 14 years before I came back to India. And when I came back to India, I invested in a beer brand. That time I was on this side of the table. I was the investor. Now I'm on this side of the table. I look for investors. So, and then I realized that business is, not as easy as it seems like. So I really, you took me back to my days, and this thought came that both my husband and I, we decided to be an entrepreneur more or less at the same time. According to my mother, वो entrepreneurship का भूत चढ़ा था. So and then both of us were in the top management in Dubai. Both of us were having fancy salaries. Both of us had a PA. So everything was paid by the company. The car. We have one son. The fees was paid by my husband's office and my office. So it was like a saving for the second child, but I still have one child. So, and I had a PA who used to manage my calendar. Right now I manage calendar, all my employees. So I think that question what you asked, that jumping from a corporate life to an entrepreneurship is really a tough one. And I think it's the courage and the confidence which you build over the period of time is extremely important to keep you going. There will be moments of highs and lows. There will be moments of self-doubt. I actually challenge myself many times that why did I do this, and did I do the right thing or not? And then I used to show up again the next day, because fortunately, I'm a little religious, thanks to God, Jai Sai Ram, Shukrana Guruji, that my passion and my business were same. So when you're able to convert your passion into your job or your business, then you don't need a gun on the head to make you go to work every single day. So you fall, you rise again, you learn, you unlearn, you relearn, but you show up every single day to work, because you don't need any external push, any external pressure to make you go to work. So my passion was always in the F&B. So I invested in few bars, lounges, restaurants, and then because I had a very tough financial situation, because the one which I invested in, the beer brand, was, kind of fraud. Like everybody has that fraud case in their life.
Yeah.
And then because I invested sitting in Dubai, the paperwork was fake. So I used my gratuity, my savings, and everything, whatever I had, into that business, because F&B was my passion. So I had to come back to India to fight for that money, and I had plans to go back to Dubai. And then it's still today here, I could not get that money back. So it is very tough. So I think we have a lawyer here, so I can have a conversation with him if I can have the hope to get that money back. So I remember falling back on the ground, and I had, my husband almost went into depression. And I looked at him, I said, he's an engineer from IIT Bombay, he's done his BTech, MTech from IIT Bombay, he's done his MBA from Strathclyde, and we realized that one asset nobody can take away from you is your education, is your brain. So if you have that, nobody can do anything to you, because you can, rise again, you can come back. So this is the learning I had, personally, because we both were educated, and I said, it's okay, we'll build it together again. So I'm still waiting. I have that, dream that magazine ke front cover pe I'll stand like this and he'll stand like this and we'll have the headline, we did it. So this is my dream magazine cover. So and then we fortunately had invested in few restaurants and bars. So he started working there as a CEO. I started managing one of the restaurants, and Zomato and online food delivery was picking up everywhere. And marketing mind, why is this product not picking up in India? And this category is going to boom. And this is pre-COVID. I'm talking about 2016, 2017. And I told my son, who was born in Dubai, that I'll make you eat some authentic parathas and pakoras, authentic Indian food. And sitting on our couch, we realized we don't have a single brand delivering hygienic parathas and pakoras to our doorstep. So then, of course, again the marketing mind, that I started doing R&D, invested a lot of money with agencies, bought a lot of data, got into focus group interviews, and realized that there were pain points in the industry. The pain points were, this is not a delivery friendly product. Parathas get soggy, pakoras get oily, and they do not remain yummy when they reach your doorstep. So I started reinventing or reanalyzing that how we can get rid of these pain points, and we developed a product of parathas and pakoras which do not get soggy, which do not get oily, and remain crispy to your doorstep. So we applied some physics, some mathematics, chemistry also, that what is the property. Besan has a property which soaks in oil at higher temperatures and releases oil at lower temperatures. So we put a lot of logic, how much moisture should remain in the paratha. We were the first ones delivering paratha in a pizza box. We first made the box with 2 holes, then 4 holes, then 6 holes, and 8 holes, realizing how much moisture should be out and how much heat should be inside so that it remains fresh. So we applied lot of logic, studies, experiments, and finally came up with Mad Over Parathas and Pakoras, and we started delivering sustainably, using sustainability. And a person like me who never I was blessed, pampered from a business class family, and then being pampered in the corporate life, that I never had to pick up a glass of water, always had somebody ki pani la do, and I was wiping the tables like a waiter, because I remember the first time I did was ki customer ki lassi gir gayi thi, and I'm looking housekeeping, now I can't wait ki wo housekeeping wala aayega और मैं उसकी वेट करूंगी. So I had to go, I had to clean up, and entrepreneurship does not only talk about numbers, matrix, it also teaches you and tests you, makes you humble, strengthens you, and makes you realize that it's one step at a time. Keep your vision clear, keep your focus clear, and as I again and again say, if your passion is your job or business, then you're sorted. And my passion was always, the calling was for food and beverage, so I was very happily doing this without feeling that why am I doing it. So I had a mentor whose name is Rahul Singh. He's the owner of Beer Cafe, the CEO. And when your mentor comes and so we gave him an equity that you're the mentor and he's a good friend. And Sagar, who's the owner of Wow Momos, Sagar Daryani, he was also my mentor, because Sagar did something what I wanted to do with parathas and pakoras. He did it with momos, uplifting the street food into an organized, hygienic mid-segment. Before Sagar, momos were only available on the road for 20, 30, 40 rupees. And he made it available across India, now outside India also.
Yeah.
So the whole objective was,
What's his brand?
his brand is Wow Momos.
Achha, wow.
Yeah. So
Somebody didn't like the taste, so I haven't tasted it.
I offered, I'm gonna,
They're amazing.
You want a reference point? You want a reference point for a good momo? Go to Sarojini Nagar.
no, I would go to Lajpat Nagar.
Amar
and Dolma
Jyoti.
Aunty is
Amar
Dolma.
Jyoti restaurant. Amar Jyoti, yeah. Bus. Oh God.
So
Anyway.
the idea is not about making the best product. The idea is to scale a consistent product. So we don't say we make the best parathas and pakoras. We make a consistent paratha across outlets, and we've been able to scale it. That's the whole crux behind it. So never go in building the best product. Build a product which you can scale to. Because I was very clear. I have left my fancy job with my fancy, background, not for one boutique restaurant where I want to do everything the best. We need to focus on the 3 tick marks, which is a fantastic product, which is non-soggy, non-oily, crispy product to your doorstep, a scalable product, and a product which can be standardized. If you do this 3 tick marks, where you focus on scalability, standardization, and product is your focus, then the chances of your success in any field goes very high, and especially in a food industry. So my mentor came in and said, let's make it big. I'm ready to invest. So it is one of my best days of life when your mentor comes and says, "Main paisa dalunga, let's make it big together." Because the mentor already has an equity. He's not interested, in doing anything else. He's still getting that equity. So I remember, and then how two of my mentors, one name is Rahul Singh, the other name is Kapil Malhotra, who's also.
You're in an amazing place. Rahul has been a guest speaker with Reciprocity.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So I had no idea.
Yeah.
So these 2 people helped, they were my angel investors, and Kapil and Rahul led the round, and then we opened our 2nd kitchen, our 3rd kitchen, and then we were hit. So I remember 15th of March, we opened our kitchen, and 20th of March was lockdown, and it was COVID. We were hit by COVID. So, but food delivery was allowed. So we decided, again, it's the passion. I think so I'm going to talk about passion a lot, because passion helped me, and I'm sure it will help a lot of people. We did not shut down our kitchen for a single day, even on the curfew days. We said, we bought in we created like shells. We rented rooms. So we told staff, you stay from the room to the kitchen, from the kitchen to the room. You make your own food. We do a lot of charity, and we'll sell whatever we can. We did not reduce the salary of a single employee. We had received the angel funding, thanks to that. We did not fire anybody. And during COVID, because you think of the opportunity. When I saw the opportunity of parathas and pakoras, and I saw that there was not a single competitor and it had a demand in the market, we saw that we are paying the same rent, we are paying the same salaries, we're paying the same electricity bill, and we're not selling much. How do we survive? So initially the strategy was single brand, single kitchen or multiple kitchens. I won't say we pivoted, but we learned, and during COVID we saw demand in the market for COVID meals. We started selling COVID meals, which is ghar wali dal and some chapati and less oil and no spicy. And just by the word of mouth, only in Gurgaon to start with, we got COVID packages, breakfast, lunch, dinner for 14 days. And that led us to the launch of our second brand, which is called MEALY, MEALY, Your Everyday Meal,
Wow.
which is focused on thalis and ghar jaisa khana. And till today, we haven't spent any money on promoting MEALY, but MEALY does twice the revenue of Madhava Parathas and Pakoras, which is our flagship brand. So, and MEALY was born in COVID. So when there is a problem, so I have learned it firsthand that try to convert every problem into an opportunity. Lot of restaurants shut down. I'm also part of the restaurant industry. I remember wherever I was a partner in the restaurants and bars, they've shut down. I have the whole friend circle in food and beverage industry. Lot of restaurants shut down. We are all aware of that, what happened during COVID. And one of the radio channels covered, without paying of course, that is gali mein ya to दूध तो मिलता नहीं, this is about COVID, या तो कुत्ते भौंकते हुए मिल जाते हैं या पराठे पकोड़े मिल जाएंगे. And this was one of the radio channels they covered. We were not aware that they will be covering. They came to the kitchen and they took. So I think we did lot of good karma. We didn't fire anybody, and we were one of the very few food and beverage brands who grew in COVID. So we did not shut down. We launched another brand, MEALY. MEALY picked up so well, so we had to standardize ki is outlet, one outlet also dal tastes the same and the other outlet also dal tastes the same. And then we realized that so you always look at what the customer needs. I think what I've learned is rather than selling what you want to sell, try to sell what is needed by the consumer. If you try to fill that gap, that what is required by the consumer and what is your offering, then again you're sorted. So there was a need in the market. There was work from home started when COVID settled down. The husband was at home, the wife was at home, the children were at home. There was no space to cook food. The maids were not available, and people cannot eat everyday complicated heavy food. They wanted ghar jaisa khana. And we started actually sending breakfast se leke lunch se leke dinner tak to households during that time through MEALY, because the wife was working from home, the children were studying from home, the husband was working from home, people who got food in their PGs that was not available, people who had office cafeterias was not available, people who used to eat in office from restaurants down or coffee shops was not available. Everybody wanted a meal, and everybody didn't want a butter chicken every day. They wanted bharta, bindi, roti, lauki, and that is what we gave it to them. We gave them ghar jaisa khana. So then, of course, there's a demand for the North Indian kebabs and curries. So we started doing menu re-engineering. We started making a butter chicken paratha, a butter chicken pakoda, a ghar jaisa butter chicken, and a shahi butter chicken under our third brand, which is called Sassy Indian, which specializes in North Indian curries and kebabs. So we had a variety of butter chicken and targeting different audiences, targeting different needs. And our pakodas, because they remain crispy and they're more like finger food, So we started, when we launched certain pakoras, we thought we'll sell at 5 o'clock, which is a lean time, 5 to 7, we don't get a lot of orders. We started selling our pakoras from 7 to 10, and we realized they go very well with drinks. That was a learning. We did not launch with that objective. We thought 3 बजे से 7 बजे तक पकोड़े बेचेंगे, हम 7 बजे से 10 बजे तक बेचते थे. So it's all about finding the need in the market, finding what the consumer wants. So that gave birth to our third brand. And then we never stopped. We changed our strategy to multi-brand, from selling from the same kitchen. And we started expanding, we got funded, we grew, and we launched. So we kept upgrading. We had the same funda. What was making us successful was uplifting the street food into a category which is mid-segment and hygienic. So you see biryani, either biryani by kilo, which is very expensive biryani, and you see on the roadside, if you go outside Crown Plaza only on the left hand side, the Shama biryani, which is for 80 rupees. So we said, why don't we launch a biryani which is neither for 600 rupees and neither for 80 rupees, and the same logic to our parathas, neither the roadside for 60 rupees, neither the fancy parathas in a restaurant for 500 rupees. Same thing we did with pakoras. The pakoras what you get on the road are for 80 rupees, and you get fancy finger food for 1000 rupees in a bar or a restaurant. So we started uplifting biryani, and we launched a biryani brand called Yum Biryani Bowls. So this is our fourth brand. And then we did the same recently, just 3 months ago. We launched our fifth brand called Khichdi in a Bowl, where we serve variety of khichdies, more than 22 types of khichdies, from palak khichdi to veg khichdi. So there were times when we needed funding, we were growing, and we did not receive funding, and we did not get funding. And then the changing night of my life is the Shark Tank, where we got selected, and how we went to Mumbai, and when Shark Tank, the episode 14 of season 2 came on the TV, that night we got orders from the US, which we could not. We are geocentric, unfortunately or fortunately. We can't supply beyond 7 kilometers of our kitchen, because that's how the product is delivered through Zomato and Swiggy. But we got orders from across the world, and the world knew about mad over parathas and pakoras. Wow. So Shark Tank was the thing which happened in our life, and then we got funded. So there were stages where we did not have funds, and we were growing. And when you're growing, there is a stage where your expenses are higher than your income, because you've put in everything back into the business. And there comes the self-doubt, there comes the challenging time. But as I said, it's the passion. The second P of my life is patience, and the third P of my life is perseverance. These 3 P's have made me what I am, standing here in front of everybody. And I have religiously followed these 3 P's into my life. Recently, in March, so we got funded from a food tech company from Bangalore. And after they have done a strategic investment in MOPP Foods. With them, we acquired 2 brands of Swiggy, which is called Homely, and the 7th brand is called The Bowl Company, TBC. They are fantastic, very popular brands owned by Swiggy, and Swiggy was shutting them down, had already shut them down. So we got a very good deal, and for the first time, we actually, with Cuisina Food Tech Private Limited, we acquired brands. Now we have more than 30 kitchens. We are not only in Gurgaon, we are in Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad. We are scaling up. The mission is 100 crore, and we already have plans, and we are working backwards with a consultant for IPO after the next 5 years. we with Cuisina already has 200 kitchens, and we are already working with them, opening every month 3 to 5 kitchens. We're opening 6 this month. The work is done, the training is going on as we speak here today. So it's gonna be 1,000 kitchens, and the aim is to get into the IPO journey very soon. So if anybody has any questions when it comes to resilience, perseverance, patience, passion, I think so I can talk about hours on this topic, because these are the words which helped me going and kept pushing me all the time. And always there was a challenge, because in the food beverage industry is dominated by men, and you enter meetings or investor groups, and there'll always be a lot of men. So the challenge was always there, because I am a woman. But I think so it gives you more courage to prove yourself and more motivation, because you're a woman and you can do it. It was not so you are misunderstood, because they think of you making things in the kitchen, so they don't expect that you make the plans and the strategies
in the boardrooms.
Yes.
I think the challenge is for the men.
Yeah.
They're sitting there and you come up and they kind of lose their self-worth.
Multi-dimensional.
So in the end, I would like to say that when it comes to entrepreneurship, I know it's very difficult. It's not an easy game. It's not an easy task. When it comes to food and beverage entrepreneurship, is harder, because it's a very tough business. The competition is very high. When it comes to a woman being in a food and entrepreneurship, food and beverage entrepreneurship, I feel it's like a PhD in resilience. So this is from my side, and there have been multiple ups and downs. I can't finish it in 30 minutes, but a lot of learning, and I would like to conclude it that we all have a spark. We all have something inside us which gives us that motivation every single day. So we should not let that spark come down at any point of time. And if we can, I will always suggest people, if you can combine your passion into your business, then it will make you keep going every single day. You will show up on your work. You will learn from your previous mistakes, and you will find solutions to those problems which were problems 24 hours before, and which will be an opportunity 24 hours later. I've written a book on SOPs. It's not a book to be published, just for my internal kitchens, because we're opening pan India, and as I said, the logic is to make a consistent product. We use a base kitchen now, of course we can't handle it baking on our own. So when you standardize and scale and try to make a good product, then at that time you really need that push, that self-motivation, which can be given using these 3 P's which I have learned, which is my passion, the perseverance, and the patience of not giving up and showing up every other day. So whatever problems I used to have, I used to put it down on a piece of paper and find solutions and make SOPs on it. So my current SOPs book is about 150 pages, and those are only SOPs related specifically that whatever problems I faced in the kitchen, I found a solution within 24 hours and implemented it, not only in one kitchen but across all kitchens. And we use it so diligently in our training, and training is extremely important. We take it very personally. If somebody joins our company, we don't let him go to the kitchen till he's trained, till he understands the vision of the company, the passion of the company. We try to infuse that injection of passion into each employee of ours. I'm sure they all can't be passionate the way we are, but we try our level best. So if you can infuse that injection into your team, I think somebody just said that if you give my team back, I will make the emphasis again. Correct? So it is the people.
Yes.
So people need to be injected. and your vision and their vision should align. Then it becomes like a teamwork in real life rather than teamwork on just pages and diaries. So thank you so much once again for calling me.